Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we have some Monster High news to talk about. From our first look at Deuce's new sisters in the animated series, we have a new episode breakdown, a perhaps possible fan club exclusive operetta release, and more, so stay tuned and let's get into it. Starting off, we have our first look at the final look for the upcoming Stitched in Style Frankie Stein collector doll. Again, retailing at $50 US. She is a Amazon exclusive and supposed to release sometime at the end of October. The finalized picture here was shared by @girliesandghouls on their story, but I'm not sure where the actual source like where the actual picture came from, if it's from a listing, where it is, I don't know. I just saw this from their story, and youloveit.com didn't have it updated yet. So here we are. And I have to say the finalized version of the doll looks basically the same, like the prototype. So that's amazing, because I mean, I think we were all hoping that she will look just the same, because it looks good as she looks good as is, and she does, thankfully. I think the only thing that really drastically changes here is the color of the base, which is now silver, which I guess makes sense, but I feel like the black is the black is original. It's basic, it goes anytime. I feel like the silver perhaps takes away from the silver in her outfit. The accents, maybe it's too much silver, but it's just the base. It's just the base. I feel like most people will probably even exchange the stand for a generic stand, because these stands that have like the saddle function instead of like the waist clip, people don't prefer these. People prefer the waist stands more because they are sturdier than these were. The doll is basically just, sitting on a saddle seat, and it's easy for her to move around and fall over. So yeah, but anyway, sorry, the stand, yes, that's the only thing that changes. The actual doll looks the same, and she looks still stunning. It's weird, she kind of looks more green. It's like in a prototype, she looks like more gray or blue, and then in the final version, she looks completely green. So yeah, but the hair, the outfit, the actual design, the shoes, it's all the same. And yeah, I can't wait to see just some actual high quality pictures, because of course these pictures always come out so blurry and like potato cam quality. So yeah, let's hope for official pictures soon. Moving on, it seems the fan club membership finally is getting some more attendance that it needs, because of course I feel like, at least to me, Mattel kind of forgot about the whole membership. They just kind of introduced it and said yeah, you can get Ghoulia if you have the membership, and then they just kind of forgot about it. They used it once with pre-orders for something, and then never again. But thankfully, they are at least here at the bottom of one of the new Electra Off-White emails. It reads, "Attention fan club members, prepare to be amazed as we unleash a special surprise just for fan club members. Stay on the lookout. We promise to reveal all the exciting details soon." So yeah, whatever that means. I mean, I think it's probably a doll, right? It's a doll, but what could it be? Last time, right, we had Ghoulia. She introduced the membership. So I feel like this time around, it might be another, character like Ghoulia, who hasn't previously had a lot of attention, put on. Because Ghoulia, I think she had she's a veteran. She's had 2 collector, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive dolls. So I feel like maybe this time they'll do a collector doll for a character that we haven't seen before, like Operetta, because months ago this shoe mold leaked. It's all blue, but the details on the heel is of a music note, and so people were wondering back then already if this could be for a Operetta doll. And now with this fan club announcement that there's going to be some new fan club exclusive item, people are saying that perhaps this could be a collector Operetta doll, because I mean, again, the shoe mold exists. It was tested with, again, in blue, the color. So it is out there, the shoe, and it does have a music note as the heel, and that obviously fits in perfectly with Operetta. So people are, saying that perhaps it's her. It could be her. And I feel like there's a good chance it could be her. But again, this is all based on that one shoe leak. So whatever that means, I guess we'll have to see. But we are definitely getting something fan club exclusive, which is, like finally. Then moving on, Nickelodeon shared our first look at Deuce's new sisters in the G3 animated series. And one of them is actually voiced by Debbie Derryberry. And as some of you may know, she voiced the original Draculaura, I believe, right? So she's a legend. She is a veteran voice actress. So for her to return as well, not voicing Draculaura, obviously, but at least voicing a new character, which is also a sister to Deuce, like that's pretty exciting. And these sisters seem to be twins even, which is even more exciting because they look so cool. Now Debbie is voicing Steno, and then we have America Young who's voicing Uriel. So and they are going to be debuting in the episode coming on Wednesday, October 18th, on the episode half that's called Stone Alone or something. Basically, it's about Deuce going on a camping trip with with a lot of people, actually, because they also showed a clip in this post that showed Finnegan and Manny. So a lot of it seems to be like a school camping trip, but his sisters are just also there to apparently babysit him, and that's why Deuce is trying to show his independence on this camping trip. But I'm assuming something goes awry or whatever. So that's gonna be fun. So yeah, we got to see them. They look amazing. I can't wait to see the episode unfold, and I'm just so happy that we actually got to see a full family for Deuce. I don't think he's ever had that luxury before of having a full-on fledged family with all these different characters and just all these arcs, right? So with the two moms and now like the sisters, I just feel like it's good. I'm just happy for Deuce. Like he just has so much more. Like I feel like they just actually put effort into his storyline, and I'm happy that he's like really one of the actual main characters. And we are getting a new episode today on Tuesday, October 17th. Includes the one half called Best Fiends. It reads here: after a friendship bracelet goes wrong, Draculaura and Torlight are magically stuck together on Ghoul Spirit Day, so cheerleading event, and they're stuck together. And then the other half is called Scarier Day. It's all about when Heath's dad crashes his Scary Carrier Day field trip. The father and son need to listen to each other to save Monster High, which also from these pictures that were posted by Sheafontana, the showrunner, we can see that Abby and her mom also play a big role, and we also see some of the other parents probably in the background. So really fun whenever we get to see Heath and Abby. I love that because they're so cute together. But now also we get to see Hades, Heath's dad. And like I mentioned in a previous video, he's big. Like he looks like a business dude, And lastly, of course, let's get to the episode breakdown. Starting off with the first half, which is called For Emergency, obviously. So here we start off with Claudine and Claude preparing their dad's surprise birthday party. And because it's a full moon, apparently Claude, that's why he can turn back into his human form. So I'm kind of confused about that. Why can he not turn back human whenever he wants to, like Claudine? Is it because Claudine has like the moon claw necklace on, and that gives her the ability to turn back to human whenever she wants? And otherwhere people are only able to transform into their human forms on a full moon. I guess it's like what the rules are. I don't know, but it is a little bit weird that Claude can only do this on a full moon. But that's why we get to see him as a human later on. So of course, the actual fur part of this episode, and For Emergency, comes from Watsy and Count Fabulous, getting into fights. And because of their fights, they accidentally also, escape from Monster High. So here, Claudine and Claude, they leave as Frankie and Draculaura start to study in the library and look for clues as to how to get the, sea creature talisman back. Then they leave the pets alone, and the pets, as they're fighting, roll out of Monster High and into the real human world. They land in a cemetery where Claude and Claudine are actually also passing through, and here we can see Claude in his human form. And depending on the angle, he does look a little bit off. He just looks different. I just think we're also not used to seeing him this way. We're also, I feel like our default way of looking at him is definitely like the werewolf form. So this just looks off, of course. But as this is happening, this new character called Ralph is walking by, and he has this detector, this monster detector, and obviously keeps beeping because the two pets are rolling around in the cemetery, and Ralph then starts to chase them all across. And because it starts beeping and it stops, they end up getting out of there, and then they actually catch up to, Claude and Claudine. But I don't think they actually ever realize that the pets have escaped. I don't think they ever see them. But it's I don't think that they do this all undercover, the pets. But yeah, another close up of Claude, and I think he just looks different. I think it looks great, but I think he looks better in the werewolf form. I feel like the facial hair, he has it, but it's just not as obvious, and because of that, I feel like it's just too clean, for Claude. He needs more facial hair. And the ears, it's just so weird seeing them actually human ears, not like the big wolf ears, because his wolf ears are huge, as we've come to know by now. But yeah, they bump into Ralph here. Apparently Ralph is a friend of their dad's, and so Claude is like pretending to come from another country instead of like Boheme, which is obviously a different dimension or whatever, right? So completely different. But the operettas Ralph has keeps going off, because obviously these two are half monster. So but he doesn't know that, but so he's kind of like in the dark, and then he finds the pets, and then they jump on his back and they escape. They land at the Claude and Claudine's house, trying to get in, and they do eventually get in as the other two open a door to take out some trash. They try to bake a cake, and then they invite Ralph in as well, so they can get rid of that detector. So he obviously doesn't discover that they are half monsters. Here, Claude gets him to let go of the detector by feeding him spicy stuff, so he has to go wash up, and then Claudine uses her claws to, kaput the whole wiring system there. And then the two pets find a way to distract Ralph by actually getting him to play with Crescent. So the two pets escape back to Monster High, where these two besties, Dracula and Frankie, have made some progress with the sea creature talisman, and then they find the two little pets here, sleeping soundly in their beds. So really cute. Look at this. They're cuddly and they're all good now, because obviously they were fighting at the beginning. But yeah, Dracula, Frankie, they're so happy that they made amends. The second half is called Boogie Nightmare. It's all about Twyla having to pass a rite of passage to become a full-fledged boogeyman creature, right? That's just what they do. And so she kind of explains the night terrors and how she accidentally, while she was dreaming, she kind of like used her powers a little bit too strongly and created a rift in her dream for this night terror to pass on to different characters' dreams and nightmares. So as she's sleeping here, she sees the others the day after, and they're all now also tired, because this night terror has now invaded all of the other characters' nightmares, and they all cannot sleep anymore. So Twyla feels awful, and she stays after the classes ended. She talks to Mr. Muff Manson, and he kind of says that, even if you grow up, which, by the way, Twyla's big fear is growing up, that even if you do grow up, you never really change. You always kind of stay, your inner child always is there. It's always there. You never really change that much. Adulthood is just a ever-changing phase in your life. So, it doesn't really change who you are. So Twyla goes to the others, obviously apologizing because she didn't mean to, you know, create this big rift in the dreams so they would get tortured with nightmares. So she tries to fix it, and she asks for permission for her to delve into the other characters' dreams so she can fix it. So that's what she does. After they have gone to sleep, she goes into the dreams of the other characters, starting off with Draculaura, whose nightmare is apparently talking in front of a crowd and not being able to elicit some kind of a good reaction, which I get. That's definitely really scary, just, you know, public speaking in general, but then also like having a tough crowd, that's really bad. Then we move on to Deuce's dream, because the night terror, which is Dustin, by the way. Yeah, we'll get to that later, but yeah, Dustin goes into Deuce's nightmare, where Deuce, apparently his nightmare is not being able to bake good enough baked goods for a competition or whatever. So then we move on to the the third nightmare, which is Claudine's, and I guess her nightmare is living in a world where she is a full-on human and just everything's normal. So okay, yeah, so again, human Claude here once again, and I guess also her fear is like feeling manipulated or just controlled, as we can see here by the puppet strings. Twyla keeps failing because she knows that if she does succeed, she will have to grow up, and then she will have to give up all the things she loves, and she will have to work and, you know, adulthood and stuff. But, you know, her friends explain that even if you do grow up, it's not all scary. She doesn't have to grow up alone, and she can still do the things she loves, because growing up isn't all bad. So she, you know, with a new opinion, with a re-energized attitude, she goes back into the nightmare to face Dustin, who's huge now. Look at him, he's huge. Her friends, you know, Deuce and the others, they try to help her, but this is something that she has to do on her own, and so she discovers her believing powers. She's a full-fledged Winx fairy now. I'm sorry, I had to, because this is pulled straight from the Fate the Winx Saga Netflix series. Like, these wings, this is exactly what Bloom's wings look like at the end of season 1. So that's just insane. Like, this is giving me full-on Winx vibes. Like, Twyla is a fairy now. Period. Okay. But yeah, so she unlocks her inner potential and defeats Dustin and turns him into a cute little stuffed bunny, and makes him her pet forever and ever. So yeah, the next day, everything's good. Everyone has slept better now, and Dustin is again her new pet. So cute. He looks so cute. And that was the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and become a member today so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily, and keeping you up to date with all the royalty you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope to see you next time. Stay peachy. Kisses.